From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fairbanks Evening News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. Our top story, federal and statewide drug enforcement authorities served search warrants on a number of locations earlier today.
Investigators served one such search warrant this morning at the Sense, which is located in Hoyts Plaza on South Cushman Street. The store has been the source of numerous complaints to police for around-the-clock high traffic and their alleged sale of illegal drugs, which are said to include the popular synthetic marijuana Spice. The property owner was on scene but refused an on-camera interview with the news center. He did, however, say he's, quote, been trying to get the store owners off of his property for months, end quote. He wouldn't elaborate.
One of the 4 men convicted in the brutal 1997 murder of a Fairbanks teen has had some recent changes affect his release date. Marvin Roberts was granted early release to a halfway house by the parole board, which earlier fully denied his parole. After the parole board met last week, his release date was changed to 2015 rather than the original date of 2020. This could be further changed based on good behavior and classes that Roberts could take while at the halfway house. Roberts is currently serving his sentence in a Colorado prison with Eugene Vent and Kevin Pease. The 4th man, George Fries, is serving his sentence in Seward, Alaska.
More than 100 people were on hand Tuesday evening in Nenana to hear the presentation of a paid Juneau-based consultant centered around a potential borough in the Nenana area. Tuesday's meeting at the Nenana Tribal Hall was organized by Barbara Scheinberg and sought to explain 5 potential scenarios for the city that include 2 different, newly formed boroughs, the choice of remaining unorganized or becoming part of the Fairbanks, North Star, and Denali boroughs, of which Nenana is neighbor to both. In a move that stirred much controversy, the Nenana City Assembly voted in January to proceed with a study using a $75,000 state grant to pay for it. Mayor Jason Mayron said residents would benefit from more information about the borough.
The whole point is not to form a borough, but it's to be informed as to how boroughs are formed, how annexation is performed in the state of Alaska, what the statutes are, what the code reads, what the state Supreme Court has said, and get that knowledge for our use here locally.
I think that the reason that this is happening is this has nothing to do with garnering other entities gobbling us up. It has nothing to do with that. It's all about a money grab. The city is broke and they're looking for more funds, and they're looking anywhere they can get it.
I think they're going about it wrong. If they want to do it, there's right ways of doing it. This whole interior region, including the river system, has an interest in asking the question, but I'm not sure what they're trying to accomplish here. I think that's kind of backwards.
News Center 11's Daryl Lewis will have more on this story this weekend.
The days are numbered for a popular recycling program on the campus of the University of Alaska Fairbanks. Chancellor Brian Rogers has sent a letter to the Fairbanks North Star Borough Mayor's office informing them they will remove the recycling containers from the Taku parking lot June 1st. The letter states that 90% of all materials deposited come from the Fairbanks community and not the university campus. Nearly 785 tons of materials were removed in 2012 at a cost to the university of $130,345. Rogers states UAF cannot continue to divert resources from the core educational mission of the university. UA officials say they have approached the borough multiple times to help find a community solution, but nothing has been generated.
Drive by on a Sunday night or a Monday morning and you'll see how full they are. And so really we have been a proof of concept that the community wants and is willing to use a recycling program. We just don't want it to be UAF carrying the ball.
Sure.
And we'll go back to looking at recycling on campus for our own campus needs until something else comes up.
All right, when we come back, a change in Army benefits will affect some families.
And part 3 of our series on a man who is dealing with the impact smoking has had on his life. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Fairbanks Evening News. Starting on August 1st, 2013, any soldier who elects to transfer his or her post-9/11 GI Bill benefits to family members will incur an additional 4 years in the Army without regard to their time in service. Now, according to the United States Army, the changes to the bill were drafted in 2009. The rule largely affects senior officers and enlisted soldiers who are retirement eligible. As of now, these soldiers may be able to transfer benefits to their families with anywhere from 0 to 3 years of additional service. Soldiers who are not retirement eligible and who elect to transfer their GI Bill benefits to a family member will need to reinstate their time in service for an additional 4 years. Now, the Army is drawing down, and some soldiers will be involuntarily separated. Those who are and who previously transferred their post-9/11 GI Bill benefits to dependents can retain them.
Post-traumatic stress is a problem that military combat veterans often bring home. The Vet Center in Fairbanks helps them deal with that and other problems. Now, as Monty Bowen reports in this week's Military Report.
The Vet Center program was established by Congress in 1979 in response to the readjustment problems that a significant number of Vietnam-era veterans were continuing to experience after their return from combat. In subsequent years, Congress extended eligibility to World War II and Korean combat veterans and to veterans who served in conflicts after Vietnam. For a lot of veterans, it can be a long road home from their tour of duty.
But part of that is because a lot of veterans only come to seek us when they're in crisis. I think right after Vietnam, it was 7 years was the time from after they got out of the military to when they would actually seek services. It's a little shorter in some cases here, but we still have that net effect where a lot of people who could use our services are trying to deal with the trauma in other ways.
The people at the Vet Center in downtown Fairbanks help them make the adjustment.
Help with their exposure to either post-traumatic stress disorder or any other thing that could have gone wrong while they were serving in the military.
So what exactly is PTSD?
It is a set of learned behaviors or learned ways of living to help you cope with the horrors or the trauma that is conflict. While these behaviors are maladjusted to life outside of a war zone, they are extremely good at keeping you alive inside the war zone.
Today, military members may have seen 3 or 4 tours in just a few years that can cause a number of things. We'll have more about that tomorrow. Monty Bowen, News Center 11.
The Military Report is brought to you by Stanley Nissan. Innovation for all.
This week, we've highlighted the health struggles of a lifelong smoker and his efforts now to educate others. His concerns are mirrored by local health officials who deal with disease brought about by smoking.
I'm Michael. Some people in my tribe call me a ghost walker.
Michael George Patterson continues to struggle with emphysema, part of his diagnosis of chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Michael says his heart breaks now when he sees others smoke.
You're going to be overwhelmed. You're not going to be able to handle the returns that come because they're going to be deadly.
Michael hopes his example can help others. Patterson acknowledges peer and societal pressures as a reason he began smoking. Health officials agree.
If smoking relates to how you interact with friends and family, that's a real bugger to try to get past.
Dr. Brian Acola of Tanana Valley Clinic says he has an arsenal of techniques, nicotine cessation products, and information that can help smokers quit, but none of it will work unless a person is ready.
This hits our sex, drugs, and rock and roll paleocortex in the brain. It says, hey, I like this, I get immediate rewards for this, so it's really hard to quit. The biggest challenge, I think, overall is just folks trying to decide it's time to quit and then having the social support, which is even more critical, to be able to pull that off. If somebody's ready to quit, your motivation is there to quit. You set up your life so that you have good social support so that you can quit, like quitting with a partner or something like that. Sure. You have medications which may well help curb some of those cravings for it. Depending on your medication, that we may choose something like a patch or a gum that has nicotine in it, or you might use an electronic cigarette.
A smoker doesn't have to do it alone. There are resources to help lead the path to a smoke-free life. On purpose, this report has not included charts, graphs, and statistics providing proof of the health risks associated with smoking. Rather, it was meant to reveal how smoking damaged one man's life.
My COPD is so bad, my doctor gave me 5 years to live. That's why I'm called a ghost walker. My tip for you is to quit smoking now and live your life as a person, not as a walking ghost.
All All right. Well, Joe Cook is waiting in the wings. I think he's got some stuff going on.
Well, yeah, and of course everybody knows this by now. If you don't, he's going to educate you. The Ice Dogs season unfortunately comes to an end.
That is
Last
right.
night it was Game 5. It went to the other team, but you'll find out how it transpired. Plus, some local players signed their national letters of intent to college. So Joe's up after the break. Sports.
Hello, Interior Sports fans. Joe Cook here in the Sports Seat for you this evening. And now some KTVF Sports. If you don't know, now you do. The Ice Dogs 2012-2013 season has come to an end. Last night in the decisive Game 5 against the rival Wenatchee Wild, the Ice Dogs fall 3-1. Fairbanks did have a 1-0 lead a little over 14 minutes into the first period. Jacob Hetz put the Ice Dogs ahead after the helper from Nick Hines, but the Wild responded with 3 unanswered goals. Jacob Barber tied the game with 6 minutes left in the second period. In the third, Brian Williams would score the game winner at the 7:45 mark for Wenatchee. Jono Davis would add the empty net goal in the last minute of the game for the final margin. The Ice Dogs were outshot 25-18 in this game and only registered 5 shots on goal in the third period, but neither team netted a power play goal. Ice Dogs goalie Steve Perry made 23 saves on 25 shots. The Wild will be the number 2 seed in the Robson Cup tournament and join the Amarillo Bulls, Bismarck Bobcats, and Jamestown Ironmen. And today in Hutchinson High School Library, the 2013 3A Player of the Year, Mimi Wood, signs her national letter of intent. Wood signs on to Skagit Valley Community College in Mount Vernon, Washington. With the little help of her cousin Amir Simmons there, Wood had a very decorated and accomplished career at Hutchinson. In addition to this year's 3A Player of the Year award, she led the Hawks to a 3rd place finish in the state tournament this season. She is a 4-time All-Aurora Conference pick and All-State selection 3 straight years and was the Aurora Conference Player of the Year last season. The Skagit Valley Cardinals are coming off a 22-9 season, good for 2nd in the North Division in the NWAACC. Woods got interest from other top community colleges like Peninsula and Lane, who won the NWACC title this season. But Woods is excited about going to Skagit and to play for Steve Epperson, who was key in her decision.
He's a good person, and I don't know. It felt like home. It felt like another Hutch to me, and he felt like another Benson to me, so I felt like I should go to that school. But I don't know. The basketball's really good, the wins are good, and I feel like he can make me a better player. So,
really, up to this moment, I really didn't know just how good my daughter was. I thought she was all right, but this experience has sealed the deal for me as a parent.
And tonight we bring you the high school action from last evening at Newby Field in North Pole. The Patriots and Allison Ravens in a doubleheader. The North Pole girls had a 6-0 win over Allison with Savannah Moison's hat trick highlighting their season opening win. Then it was the boys' turn. Josh Million played like he was worth $1 million. Million set up teammate Rafael Martinez for the first score of the game, 13.5 minutes in the first half. Then a Ravens player is carded for an elbow in the box, giving Colin Galliano a penalty kick, and the team captain sends it in. It's 2-0 Patriots. Fellow team captain Anthony Gibson gets in on the action with his goal as well. The Patriots score 4 times in the first half and tack on another 4 goals in the second, cruising to an 8-0 win. The Patriots play Lathrop this evening. Million led North Pole with 3 assists and a goal as 8 different players scored in the blowout.
It was new, it was different, and definitely rusty. It's just a good warm-up game for us, and we plan to come out and win some games this year.
I mean, the play was good. I mean, we'd like to see better, but I mean, from the quality we got right now, we're getting there. I mean, first game of the season, it's been a rough season for us already, but it's a good start. Get a big victory to begin with, and get a chance to get all these kids in the game, and get some of the freshmen got some goals today, playing well.
And the Nanook volleyball team adds 2 recruits to their team. Madeline Davis, a 6-foot outside hitter, signed a national letter of intent to play for Mallory Larrañaga. Davis comes from Puyallup High School in Washington. Davis is coming off a conference Most Valuable Player campaign and is accomplished at the club and high school level. The volleyball program also adds Janelle Feller, a setter and right side hitter. Feller was best server at the state tournament with Diamond High School in Anchorage on their way to a state title. And now the men's cross country team also, they get Keegan Rankin, who was at Lathrop for 3 years before moving to Texas his senior season. Rankin, a tri-sport athlete, was the #2 runner on the Austin High School Panther team that won their district title. And that'll do it for sports tonight. Thanks for rocking with me for a little while. For more KTVF Sports, you can go to YouTube, some new videos up there now, webcenter11.com, Twitter, and our mobile app. Stay cool, Alaska. Mike Schultz has your full weather forecast coming up next, and we'll catch you next time.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back into Fairbanks Evening News. Mike Schultz with you once again for a look at weather. It was beautiful across the interior today. Again, temperatures inching up toward that 60-degree mark. We might hit it tomorrow. Things are looking real good, and looking real good with our photograph tonight. This one's sent in by Reed Morrisky, and was able to take a farmer's loop sunset through the trees there. That's kind of a cool shot. If you have a photograph to share, by all means, send it to Mike Schultz at KTVF11.com. The numbers look like this. The normal high 58, normal low 35, record high 73, 1995, 8 degrees at 1964. Sunrise and sunset works out to 17 hours and 55 minutes, which means tomorrow we'll go over the 18-hour barrier. What's going on the satellite picture? Nothing. Actually, everything is staying way to the south because high pressure really dominated the state, sitting over us like a big bowl, reflecting all the moisture off to the west and to the south, and that's good news. What's going on across the rest of the state is also good news. As you can see here, lots of sunshine over southeast Alaska, 65 degrees. At Ketchikan, Kodiak, 44, cloudy skies along the Aleutian chain. A little bit of light snow still hanging around the Barrow area. Nice weather for Yukon, 41 degrees there. Lower 48 weather tonight over the western half of the country. Very nice, 76 in Las Vegas, 84 at Phoenix. More showers still moving across the central and northern plains and over the sections of Texas, getting some thunderstorm activity too. As you can see on the satellite radar, one area of low pressure exiting the country, another one trying to develop around the Four Corners area, around the Denver area, possibly bringing them more showers and thunderstorms, and of course the activity moving across parts of Texas. What's it all mean? Well, it means the jet stream is taking another change, this time bringing cold air all the way down far south as middle parts of the Ohio Valley, while the rest of the western sections look pretty good and very steamy and humid over the deep south. Well, back to Alaska for tomorrow in the northern sections. Flurries expected in Barrow and Nome. Sunshine in Fort Yukon. The same can be said for the interior, looking at nice and sunny conditions across the region with temperatures around 60 degrees. Over southeast Alaska, lots of sunshine again from Juneau to Ketchikan. 67 degrees at Ketchikan. Juneau expecting by Thursday, or actually Friday, 68 degrees. So we're heading toward that 70-degree mark. Chance of rain for Cold Bay, mostly cloudy at Kodiak, and sunny skies in Bethel and over south central sections. Partly cloudy region-wide from Anchorage to Homer and Valdez. Okay, time once again for another kids' weather. This week we've been talking with the kids from Hunter Elementary School, and tonight let's hear from the teacher. Oh, actually, let's have a weather question.
My name is Keely, and I'm in Miss Johnnick's 5th grade class, Hunter Elementary. This is my weather question. What is the temperature of a lightning bolt?
Actually, getting ahead of myself, tomorrow night we're going to hear from the teacher. Regarding your question, how about 30,000 degrees, or 5 times the surface of the sun? So when the lightning hits the forest, you can see why you have forest fires, because it just explodes and all that heat. Again, tomorrow night we'll be talking with the teacher, and she'll have a unique weather fact for us. All right, one more time again for the allergy report from the Tanana Valley Clinic. Again, no change going on yet, but it's going to happen pretty soon. Our forecast for tonight, 24 degrees and scattered high clouds. Tomorrow's forecast, 60 degrees. We're going to be optimistic and say 60, and the extended forecast looking at temperatures continuing very nice, especially into cleanup day on Saturday. Maybe some showers possible for Mother's Day and then for Tuesday and Wednesday also. But temperatures will continue quite warm and overnight lows above freezing all the way across the board. It's good to see that.
Yeah, it's very good to hear.
60 degrees.
Yep. Yeah. And we've also had some people call in, and yes, cleanup day is this Saturday. However, pickup is not going to be until the next Saturday. So,
right.
Yeah, those bags are going to stay out there for a little bit.
But it's 60.
Yeah, nice.
Go out and start picking up trash now. Get a jump on it.
Okay, as usual, KTVF and Bailey's Furniture teaming up for a Spring Dream giveaway where you can win a furniture package from Bailey's worth $2,500.
Tune into the Fairbanks Evening News and News Center Final each night for the first half of a mystery word.
Then visit Bailey's Furniture for the second half and complete your entry for your chance to win.
We're going to announce that lucky winner during the Fairbanks Evening News on Friday, May 24th.
So tune in.
Tune in every night. Doesn't matter.
That's a great prize package, really is.
Yes. That'll wrap up this edition of the Fairbanks Evening News. As always, we are glad you could join us.
Tonight on NBC Nightly News, new details about that House of Horrors in Cleveland amid questions about the police investigation over the years. Now that's next with Brian Williams.
Okay, and if you remember, if you see a news idea out there or have an idea for a story, you can contact us here at the newsroom, 458-1830.
And with that, we'll say that will do it from all of us here at the News Center. Have a good night, everyone. See you back here at 11.